the game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Look, I just want to go off first and foremost and say that you never want to lose to Nebraska. Okay, ever. It's not something that you're supposed to do at the University of Colorado. Now, it's different because it's a non-conference game. If you would have told me in 2018, driving out there with Sean Tufts, that we would have won the first game, LaVisca over the shoulder in crazy fashion, we would have had a comeback in the second game in front of a half full Folsom because the other half was all the Nebraska people. We have 2 years off, and in those 2 years, we go 1-11, and like things are really looking bad. And then we slaughter them at home with Coach Prime and Shedeur last year. People forget that pretty quick. And then they dropped this game the other night, and they did not look good doing it. I take 3-1. That's off the bat. Okay. Now, let's get into the minutia of this. Okay. I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm concerned. And I know things that people don't know, and that's why you watch this show. Bucky will be on Wednesday or Thursday, Deion Sanders Jr. again this week. And he'll be real, like he always is, like he was last week, and like he was on the phone with me yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
If Coach Prime and Pat Shurmur and Coach Lodeholt and the rest of those offensive coaches up there, I'm not talking about the defense right now. Please hold your questions. We'll talk about them in a minute. Okay, I'll just say the defense is not doing the best they can do, but under the circumstances, to only give up 21 points, and one of them was a pick six, and the other one could have been a pick that went through his hands. Like they played as hard as they could, all things considered, yesterday. Okay, or Saturday. Now, if they do not change the way they play offensive football, and I thought they were going to, and I'm an idiot for believing it. If they do not change the way they play offensive football, bro, this is going to continue. And I've been saying this since day one. When Shedeur doesn't have to do everything, he can do anything. Well, right now, he's got to do everything.
Yep.
And obviously, it's not a good fit for him. He's super frustrated. He's getting his ass kicked again. And it's not just because of the players are better. Jordan Seaton is better. Tyler Brown really struggled to tackle. We got to get Tyler. He's a guard. He needs to go back and play fucking guard. They got to figure out the right tackle position. Zelinkus at center was getting ragdolled. He's got to figure that out, okay? That's a physical problem. We can work with physical problems. We can go back to work, okay? That's part of football.
Yep.
The scheme, the lack of 13 personnel and tight end heavy scissor, the lack of formation variation, the lack of motion, no creativity in the run game whatsoever. None. I mean, fucking none. They don't trap. They don't pull on power. They don't pull on counter. They don't outside pull on gator. They don't have any formation variation to show you a run or show you pass to set up the run. They don't pass the ball to set up the run. They don't run the ball to set up the pass. When they're in the shotgun, everything is zone read, but Shedeur doesn't run the ball at a zone read. So why would they ever honor the zone read?
Yeah.
The offensive coordinator is a 30-year NFL coach who was god-awful when he was at the Broncos. Let's just be real. And has not had a ton of success, but he is the OC. If you're telling me that Pat Shurmur and Coach Prime and all those coaches up there can't change this, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. And I'm not going to go with just the straight vindication. Everybody pissed off. I hate this. I hate that. Let's try and fix the problem, bro. Like, this is the emotional part of this. I'm over it. I was emotional about it last year. I don't have any emotion towards this right now whatsoever because it needs to be fixed and it's a glaring problem. And it's CSU week, okay? And we can't take them. I don't care if Texas beat them 52-0 or I don't give a fuck about that. That's 2 weeks ago. Okay, they're coming off a win over a bad team. But UNC is getting better. Good for them. I'm not trying to disrespect UNC either. Like, I have to apologize in order to do my job today. I think it's ridiculous to think that they couldn't put it in an entire new scheme and still keep the spread look they have. But why in the fuck can't we? I know we don't have tight ends, according to everybody in the chat, but we do. We have like 4 of them on the roster. Our backup quarterback's 6'6", 240. We could move his big ass to tight end, or you can leave the team. Like, we can't find a linebacker that can play fullback. We did it last year at TCU. We lined up in full house truck and started running people over at the point of attack. I remember distinctly 2 or 3 touchdowns like that. Why is it that we have no creativity in the run game? Why is it that we have a professional offensive coordinator that can't get it done? Coach Prime, bro, you've got to take total and unbelievable control of your football team. There's no more like, well, I trust my offensive coordinator to do his job. I trust the defensive coordinator. I'm not talking about defense right now. And I trust everybody to do their jobs. That's a very NFL mindset. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying that right now, with the lack of what I think was preparation for Nebraska, they looked like they didn't do anything that they didn't do against North Dakota State. I didn't see any new wrinkles, nothing. And I'm sorry, but I love Charlie Offerdahl, but I need Miller and all the scholarship players and I'm not trying to say that Offerdahl can't play special teams and be a contributor. Again, the feel-good story is over.
Yeah.
I need Hayden and I need Miller and I need the guys who run 4-3 on the field, period. And then we need to run the goddamn football correctly behind them. If we're going to run this zone scheme, how is it that we can't find a better 4th down play than that shit?
Why can't we go under? Why can't you go under center? I don't understand. They're like scared to do that.
Look, Shedeur, if I'm Shedeur Sanders, I'm pleading today with my father and head coach and Coach Schumer. Please, can we change the way we're doing things? It's requiring him to do everything, and it's not feasible. I don't care who you are. You can't just line up in 5 wide and throw the ball around like it's a video game every single play. And look, I'm mainly looking at Pat Schumer right now and going, Doug, you're in charge of the offense. You put in the play calls. You put in the script. This is your baby. And Coach Prime, it falls on him in the long run because he's the head coach. So he's got, look, Don Shula, the great Don Shula, you can have all the plans you want, but if you won't change your plan sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
And they've got to change this. They have to change it. I need way more creativity in the run game. Way more. And it's not hard to get on a whiteboard and change things. The same way last year when we're watching UCLA run radar and we can't go Terrier tally and we're not going 5-0 and we're not shelfing penetrators and we're not attacking fucking V points and we have no idea what we're doing. Well, run off the field and grab a board and a marker and start coaching. Get these guys right. That's why O'Boyle's gone. Look, Coach Lodeholt's a great coach. I have tons of faith in him. But again, it seems to me that Coach Schumer, I think he's real antsy. I don't think he's real. I wouldn't be surprised in practice if he's like, hey, could you turn the music down? We're going to Memorial. No, we can't turn the music down. I don't know that, but I'm just saying, again, none of this is personal. And if I get personal attacks from Colorado or whoever, obviously you are not, we shouldn't be, we're not on the same wavelength. I just want to fix the problem. I'm tired of watching Shedeur get crushed. I think we should support him and allow the incredible ability he has to shine through rather than just relying on it all the time. And then it puts him in a very shitty position from a leadership perspective because nothing he says is right. What? Put up the video of him talking about his own line. Let's just get this over with.
Yeah, let's take a listen here.
I mean, how many times did Raul get touched?
You said what?
How many times did Raul get touched? They was able, of course, whenever you're able to run the ball consistently and whenever you're able to, then that opens up the pass, But it's just you got to understand, what your team good at. So it's why would we keep running the ball if, okay, we out there and we get in a situation where it's a must get and we don't get it.
Right. Are those kind of 4th and 1 conversions that haven't gone you guys?
Matt.
Yeah, so look, he's saying that he got hit a lot, and he did. But Nebraska's offensive play calling was everywhere. orbit motion, Z motion, multiple formation packages, tons of different guys getting the ball. Rayola's moving the pocket. He's throwing a screen. He's running a bootleg. He's running zone read. Like Shador's saying, like if all we do is stand back here like we're on NCAA 24 and just call a little zone read and I just hand the ball up and that's our only run play. Is there another run play? I know there's more run plays than that, but everything looks just like that. Mm-hmm. So I don't care what they did at the end of the game. At one point, they had 0 yards rushing, and they had to come back from -20 or something. So I agree that they need to change things. They got to change the scheme. Mm-hmm. The scheme is not conducive to your quarterback and his growth. You're going to take a guy who could go in the top 5, number 1 overall maybe, and screw this up because of what? Stubborn coaching? We can't change the way we're doing things. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, dog. I can't get with that. I can't believe it. I can't sit here and believe that group of men up there can't figure this out. I don't believe it. There's no way. Mm-hmm. So look, please, for the love of God, 13 personnel. Find 3 guys that can play tight end. I don't give a shit. Find a shitty offensive lineman and put him in an 80 number and have him fucking block at the point of contact and run vertically. Put a fullback on the field. Run zone, scissor, pull on power, ace, deuce, tray, double pull on counter. Get Jordan Seaton out in space and let him go fucking mash someone. Mm-hmm. Get gator calls. Variety of different screen passes. Outside, Sarah or crease and alley, Alcatraz. All that. Why don't we run any draw variations? Why are we not running lead draw? When we don't run trap. Everybody wants to pass rush us. Why are we not running trap 15 times a game? Trap the 3 technique. The 3 technique that's getting up the field, that big motherfucker that was eating us alive. Go trap him 3 times and see if he's that fast up the field again. It's like they're inviting us to do it. We don't do it. And it's not, look, the players, you can criticize them all you want. They are not in charge of the fucking play call or the design. Yeah. It's Pat Shurmur's offense, and Coach Prime is the head man, and he's got to get his offensive coordinator under control or find somebody that can go in there and if you don't think that professional coaches can change week to week and put new game plans in, you're crazy. Mm-hmm. They can do it, and they can do it, and they need to do it. Yeah. With the offensive talent they have on that team, Travis Hunter should never line up in the same place week to week ever again. One week he's the X. Why isn't he in the backfield? Why isn't he taking quarterback reps every now and then at a Wildcat? Why don't we have a full house situation where we've just got athletes everywhere, and then we also have a big formation? Why is it that we can't do the little things that I think we need to do in order for this team to truly maximize themselves offensively?
Yeah, and let me say this. They have tight ends. This is what I don't understand. Let me tell you about Savell Smalls. He grew up he's from Seattle, Washington, same place I'm from. 5-star product. He is a hell of a talent. But what I saw on Saturday, dog, we have to be, like you said, the scheme has to be more conducive to the strength. You cannot come out 6 out of the first 7 plays slinging it towards the sideline. I
don't care about throwing the ball 6 out of 7 times. I care about the lack of formation variation. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not going to listen to just they threw the ball 7 times. I don't give a fuck if they throw the ball 15 times in a row. If you do it out of different looks, one play is supposed to set up the next play. We run power out of a certain formation variation with a certain motion package to run bootleg off of that, to run sprint out off of that. Then and then we run power the other way. And then we do it out of a different formation. And then on 2nd and 1 at midfield, when they've seen power 5 times, 5 different ways, we run fucking a goddamn post corner to the fucking touchdown or to the fucking end zone because they suck up and they think it's a waste down for us. But they think we're running power on 2nd and 1. We can get that on 3rd and 1, at least most teams can. Yeah. So this isn't I'm not trying to sound like I know everything here, but fuck, it's not rocket science. And I really believe they have the personnel to be absolutely outstanding offensively. week in and week out with different looks. You don't have to just do the same thing over and over and over and over again and then just rely on your good player to go chop them up. How about we put our good players in the best position humanly possible to chop people up?